we've recovered well over two-thirds of the jobs lost at the peak of the pandemic. We're still down tens of thousands, and those are mostly in hospitality and restaurants. Other sectors of the economy, construction and manufacturing, are doing well until things like IT are doing well.
You've often been a voice in the ear of the governor. I imagine there were times that you provided useful advice, but there were times that perhaps warranted some reason to disagree. Looking back over this last year, are there things you wish you would have done differently here in the state?
Well, the importance of people on their own doing the right thing can't be overstated. I know that there's this notion that let's just have a governor or a president say something or wave a magic wand and everything will be okay. That's not the reality. I mean, if you take a look at California and Los Angeles, for example, where they've had great surges, unfortunately, and they've had hospitals overwhelmed. Well, let's face it, California is not run by Newt Gingrich and Republicans. It has a very different political philosophy. And the reason why I'm saying that, at the end of the day, people are going to make decisions. At this point, we all know you should wear a mask, you should socially distance, you should stay home when you're sick, you should avoid large crowds. But I believe the way the governor has handled this has been really has had the right touch. Most cities in the state, including in Tucson and southern Arizona, have mask mandates. Most people realize the importance of social distancing. We've reduced crowds, but this idea that just go into a year-long plus lockdown is not the right answer. And I'll also say that I believe the governor did a very good job with the state superintendent of public instruction in setting parameters so that we could have in-person learning as well, which we've learned really is not a vector for the spread of the virus.
Some industries like trade, transportation, utilities have managed to grow during this time. How did that happen?
Well, we are seeing a shift in the economy to online purchases. And when you think about what's going on, and I just take a look at the convenience in our own house, and I try to tell my wife and daughters, convenience doesn't mean free. Uh, you just see this massive change in our economy to people doing things that are more convenient. So what's happened is on the logistics side, e-commerce side, jobs have just been exploding, and that has created a dynamic where it has helped offset the massive job losses that we've seen in the tourism industry and the restaurant industry.
A number of Arizonans remain out of work. According to data from the Department of Economic Security, the week of February 6th, more than 250,000 people received some form of unemployment.
What I would say to those individuals that have lost jobs through no fault of their own is thankfully Congress, in a bipartisan fashion, has provided extended unemployment insurance with the $300 plus federal top up. That's very likely to be extended. So our view is for those small businesses that have been hit very hard and for those employees who've lost jobs because of the pandemic, it's important that they have that federal support until the vaccines really kick in and their jobs can return. And I would expect that with the Democratic Congress and with the administration, that it's very likely for those workers in hospitality and restaurants, as well as for small businesses that have been hard hit, is that there's going to be additional relief until we get to the other side of this.
Are we putting too much hope into the vaccines to get out of the damage the pandemic has caused?
Too little. The vaccines, that's the ticket out. And when you take a look at what's happened in Israel, that has vaccinated many more times people than we have, like everyone in my age in Israel has not just received one dose, they've received two doses. I've received zero. We should be putting, the president has a goal of 100 million in 100 days. That should be 300 million. We should be throwing the kitchen sink. The efficacy of these vaccines are so high. It is the closest thing to a silver bullet.
And you're saying Arizona already has that formula of business in place for when people are ready, they can get right back out to spending.
A- ab- Absolutely. I mean, the infrastructure is there. I mean, our world class resorts. What I've been predicting now, it's the weather's a little bit cooler in Tucson than in Phoenix, but I really believe that by the time we get to this summer and many more people are vaccinated, you're going to have people from all over the country coming to Arizona, staying in our resorts all over the state. I believe by the end of this summer, we will have returned every last lost job. Now, different industries, perhaps, but we will be at a higher employment number than we were pre-pandemic. We're likely to reach that point by the end of the summer.
Okay. Glenn Hammer from the Arizona Chamber of Commerce. Thank you.
Thank you.